Hi, Lori. It's so nice to see you.
Diana, it is so amazing to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for kicking off our Third Act Quest storytelling event in a few weeks. Before we get going on a conversation, I want to share a little bit about you and where you what you're up to and what you've done across your amazing life. So Dr. Lori BAKER-SCHENA, MBA, Doctorate of Education, CEO and founder of BAKER-SCHENA Communications. Lori's a leadership coach and finds herself on many, many different stages as a professional speaker. She works with individuals, different academic institutions, entrepreneurs, and large corporations to strengthen their management and team building skills. Her goal is to help her clients achieve high levels of excellence, productivity, and profitability. And I'm going to add another P to that: amazing positivity. Lori brings such a beautiful energy to all that she does. And she's brought to her clients for over 35 years in healthcare as a PR and marketing consultant, and 25 years as a beloved tenured university professor. So synchronicity brought us together, and I am just so grateful you will be kicking off our event, Lori. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm so excited for it, Diana. It's going to be quite a few days of real inspiration and celebration. I cannot wait.
So let's talk a little bit about positivity. You've spent your life spreading a beautiful message to others. You've been grounded in positivity your entire life, but in particular, I want to get a little bit of a sense of that, how that's grounded in you and where that comes from.
Well, I have been fortunate that I've always been a positive person. I think a lot of us are born that way. A lot of us aren't. But for some reason, I've always been able to see the positive through very negative situations. And about 10 years ago, I realized that there is a way that you could actually bottle positivity and choose positivity to make your life more joyful. And as we get older, things start really happening to us. Things are thrown at us that are very often difficult to handle. If we add a dose of positivity to that, it helps get us through. Because as I always say, negativity never moves us forward. So really in life, the only choice is to be positive, and positivity is a choice.
So define positivity for me. How does it manifest itself in the way we act and believe and think in the world?
That's such a great question. So I look at life, we all have problems. So I call this the solution shift. So instead of living in those problems, we actually shift our thinking and live in the solution. So we talk about the problems and look at that, but the main emphasis in our life is figuring out a way to deal with those problems. And once you start living in the solution, you find that you shift from victim to empowered, because suddenly what's really happening to you, you are going to flip the script and start giving your own narrative, whatever that is. And that in turn brings positivity and happiness, because you're doing something positive by looking at the solution versus something negative by staying in the problem.
That makes sense.
And that's what I call the solution shift. And you can apply it to everything. And, Dan, a lot of people think, well, what gives you the right to talk about, what has happened to you that you can say this works? And I can say to you that I'm a cancer survivor twice over. I have been through a lot of professional and personal upheavals. And yet through all of it, through great loss, my whole family has passed of cancer or other things, a personal loss with me and health reasons, I have been able to maintain a very positive outlook, and my positivity is almost contagious. So that is what I teach in my motivational speaking. And what I bring to the table when I do leadership coaching is that we cannot be negative in our world. Positivity grows us, and it grows if we all flourish under positivity.
Sometimes I think, there is a genetic predisposition to positivity or being an Eeyore. However, I also think that we can sort of flex our resilience muscles and learn positivity. And perhaps it's these, big or small life disruptions that may have cultivated that further in you, or were you genetically predisposed and then got it amped up through your challenges?
I think it's a little bit of both. I had a really powerful father. My mother died when I was young, when I was 12. And my father was a positive man. And I know that really given me a leg up. But I also know that I'm a big advocate of therapy. And I also know that I really understand the preciousness of life. And I don't want anyone to have to go through cancer to really appreciate how precious life is. And so as we go through the days, as a gift, we really need to appreciate them and be grateful. And so all of this has led me to become positive because it's a practice. And even though you might not have been born as a positive person, you keep living in the solution every day and like looking at every single thing and saying, okay, what can make this better? Or what can I do? And I'm so grateful for a chance to do this. Then that really, really, it just grows and it helps you learn how to be positive. And it becomes a trait, like a habit. It's like a positivity habit, like anything else. And so when things huge hit you, like, I had was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma 9 years ago and breast cancer last year. When things hit you hard, you're able to elevate and understand, be very mindful of how to approach it. So instead of being negative and why me? Why did I get cancer twice? I say, why not me? What makes me think I'm going to escape? I'm going to be, this is the issue. What can I do to make things better in my life? How am I going to tackle this? And just that switch from poor me to how we're going to tackle this, whether it's personal or professional, whether it's you or your family, whether you or your business, this truly, truly gets you energized and helps you maintain positivity. So even in the darkest days of chemo, I found something positive. And even in the darkest days of some of the business things that I've had to deal with, or some of the challenges, I have figured out things that are positive. And that has helped me live a very joyful life. And people who know me, I'm happy every single day. Every time people meet me, I'm just happy. Even through the hard times, there's so much to be happy about. And that's where my spotlight is.
Yeah. Well, having met you at the beginning of your second cancer journey and witnessing that glowing positivity, even through the tough times, I see and actually can relate to how once you realize how precious life is, when it's threatened to be taken from you, everything becomes a miracle. I think it was Einstein that said that either everything is a miracle or nothing is a miracle. And once you start believing that, it can be, very freeing, isn't it? Just to say, oh, Jesus, I don't care if I miss my plane. Look at the beautiful sky today.
It's true. It's true. And what I want to tell other women is that you don't have to get cancer to know this, to do this. Don't like jump on this now. Don't wait until something horrible happens and then you have to flex your positivity muscle.
Yeah.
Get it started. And I think as we age, I think it becomes easier to be positive, even though we're aging. And I think, and other things are happening to us, I wanted to say that when I turned 50, it was like kind of surreal. When I turned 60, Diana, I was giddy. Because all of a sudden society made me invisible. So that meant that I could do anything I wanted. And I didn't care what anybody thought. I was just going to go for it. And I've always been like that. I've always been very internally driven and as opposed to externally driven. And that's part of,
well, that's a huge gift. That's a huge gift.
It's huge. But then I just was amplified at 6. I thought, well, I can just do me, and people are going to either pay attention or they're not, but I can really, really, really be true to myself, which is why what the stories that your speakers are going to share are so important, because it really is a liberation at this stage of our lives to really, really do what we want. We're done helping, mostly done helping others. Now it's time to pour into ourselves. And that requires positivity, which is why I'm really glad that I'm, launching, kind of speaking first at, launching the event, because
Yes.
we need to look at all these incredible women in that positive lens, because they said, okay, we are going to do something positive for ourselves, regardless of what anyone else thinks. And as you get older, you become kind of invisible, and that actually becomes easier.
I have never heard anyone take that invisibility as a gift, but you have, which is evidence to how your brain is conditioned to look at all circumstances. So, I know that neuroplasticity says that we can train our brains. The thing that I think is also, I just want to exclamation point what you said, is that we are the drivers on this journey. We get to decide how we experience things and how we treat ourselves and how we believe. So I want to ask you one final question, because I don't want to tip too much of the incredible, inspiring presentation you'll give us during our event. But I'd like to know, I know the answer already, but I'd like to know, if I was to ask you to design a bumper sticker that encapsulated your life's philosophy, what would it say?
Every day is a gift.
Every day is a gift.
That is, I don't have any tattoos, but if I had a tattoo, that's what I would, every day is such a gift. Every day. And to, as a cancer survivor, to be able to wake up, it's a win. And I always, when I do my speaking, I would say it's a win, it's a win. So everything else is just like really frosting. It's just frosting, like being here and speaking with you right now. It's all fantastic. And it's all frosting on a beautiful cake of life. And so when we wake up in the morning, I always say, you have that choice to make it a great day or make it a lousy day. But when you make it a great day, it really, really, really feels good. You just got to give yourself the permission to do that.
Well, thank you, my dear. Thanks for being with me today and making my day a great day. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Can't wait. Thank you, Diana.